Hi, this is Chris Murphy, president of the Santa Cruz Warriors, and you're listening to Jim on Base.
Welcome back to another episode of the Jim on Base Show, and we're here with Chris Murphy at the Santa Cruz Warriors Arena. And Chris, it's good to see you right before the start of another season.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to another great year here in Santa Cruz.
And curious, you've been with the Warriors since 2005, right? So you've seen a lot of change.
Yes, this is my 20th season with the Warriors organization, 10th in Santa Cruz. Seen a lot of change over the years. We weren't as good as when I started, but obviously we've gone through a historic run the last decade or so.
And what led you here? Were you a big sports fan, or how did it kind of happen?
Yeah, like so many people throughout my childhood, super into sports, played sports all throughout, was a big sports fan from a sports fan family, and just decided I wanted to kind of start a career in sports. And then in 2005, got an entry-level ticket sales job with the Golden State Warriors, making 100 calls a day, glorified telemarketing, and really excited to be in professional sports. And here we are 20 years later.
So getting you on some kind of mic, you're not a stranger to that,
I don't mind talking to people. I've been doing it for a long time. It's always exciting, especially, I'm here to talk about sports, right? I'm here to talk about basketball and talk about the Warriors, like things that I love. So happy to be here.
And I know it's Warriors basketball, but you also do a lot of stuff kind of like off the court, right? Would you say like your role?
Yeah, I mean, for my role in Santa Cruz, as the president, obviously we have all of our home games. It's basketball. We have the team. But in Santa Cruz, we're able to be something more than that. We're really able to be the heartbeat of a community and bring people together. I mean, our team's active. The players, the coaches, our front office staff, we're out in the community hundreds of times a year doing things to help benefit local residents, local youth, and just kind of being a little bit more than just the local sports team. And that's something we take a lot of pride in.
So that's great. Do you live in Santa Cruz then, or?
Yes, I live here in Santa Cruz. Love the community. Have kids here. It's a pretty great place to be.
So you're the cool dad then, right? You got the cool keys to the arena here.
Yeah, I mean, from the outside, that's what it seems like. I don't know if my 10 and 8-year-old treat me that way, but no, they I think it's more they're spoiled, right? They're like, can we go shoot hoops at the gym, right? It's not something that normal people would be able to do, but it's awesome to be able to kind of raise them in a sports environment and kind of in a community like this.
Well, this has been a cool podcast for me to be able to have on some of my favorite athletes. So I'm always curious, like for you growing up, who are your favorite teams and players?
Great question. I grew up in Syracuse, New York, and kind of like the heyday of Big East college basketball. So I'm going to have to give a little bit of a nod to John Wallace at the time for Syracuse. Donovan McNabb, football quarterback, it's a two-sport athlete at Syracuse. And then I would say Derek Jeter, as a Yankee fan. It's been a rough week, but we'll survive. And then I was a little bit older in college, but Carmelo Anthony, like watching what he did at Syracuse that year, winning a title, it's something that is a part of everybody in Central New York's kind of famous lore. That your memories have to include that.
And I'm also a big music fan, and so when I have people on, I'm always curious, who was your very first concert?
Dave Matthews Band was my very first concert. Yes.
Are you a big Dave guy then, or?
I do like Dave. I listened to a lot more probably when I was younger. I do like his older stuff. I'm a big country music fan though, so that's usually the route of what's on in the car. Luke Combs gets the number one slot right now, I would say.
Well, it's great to have you on. Thanks for giving me a few minutes, and looking forward to the upcoming season.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it, and look forward to having you at a game.